What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and of course, it is time. I have returned with a Harpy deck profile. It has been quite a few months since the last time I dropped a Harpy deck profile. I was actually supposed to drop one right before the Forbidden Limited list for TCG got announced, because I did do a stream, but then I got completely swamped with work and other things in life, so I honestly just didn't have enough time to drop my deck. So, after some recent duels later, I decided to finally take the chance. And while I was doing that process, I was like, all right, let's drop it. Also, ironically enough, today, at the time of this recording, is Mai Valentine's birthday, November 20th. So, shout outs to one of my favorite duelists of all time as I profile the deck that she popularized throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh series. So, with that said, why don't we go ahead and start it off? 3 copies of the lovely Harpy Perfumer, 3 copies of Harpy Channeler, 3 copies of Harpy Lady 1, 3 copies of Harpy's Pet Dragon, Fearsome Fire Blast, 2 copies of Harpy Oracle, 1 copy of Harpy Dancer, 2 copies of Barrier Statue Stormwind, 1 copy of Miss Valley Apex Avian, and 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. For the spell cards, 3 copies of Hysteric Sign, 3 copies of Elegant Egotist, 2 copies of Harpy's Hunting Ground, 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Rest, 1 copy of Alluring Mirror Split, 2 copies of Swallow's Nest, and 2 copies of Ring Requital. Then for the trap cards, of course, the infamous Harpy's Feather Storm at a set, and 1 copy of Hysteric Party. For the extra deck, we got 2 copies of our Girl Cyber / Harpy Lady, 2 copies of Farajit, the Bird and Blossom, 1 copy of Harpy Conductor, 1 copy of Samorg, the Bird of Sovereignty, 1 copy of Sarag, the Ominous Omen, 1 copy of Lightning Chidori, 1 copy of ISP Zero Fine, 1 Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, 1 Utopia, 1 Utopia Array, 1 Utopia the Lightning, and we have Voloth, Fernagiris, the Darkest Dragon Doom Rider, and then we have 1 copy of Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder. So, with all of that said, that is the main in the extra deck, and then I will talk about accompanying cards, such as some more the Bird of Extermination, Tri-Brigade, and Thorns of Nerval, and then a lot of cancellation and special summon throughout these cards, thanks to Dark Rolling No More, Forbidden Droplet, Forbidden Chalice, and Infinity Impermeance, and of course Summon Storm. So, as we all have now been known, the was it Battles of Legends Brotherhood will be coming out soon in the TCG, December 2nd, and it will feature both the TCG release of Ring Requital and Summon Storm. So if you're looking for TCG releases of those, all you have to do is wait for December. Sadly enough, Ring Requital will be an ultra, no, will be a secret, and ironically enough, Summon Storm will be an ultra, but I think that's perfectly fine considering that the Battles of Legends sets are always a ton of ultras and supers. So, I mean, tons of ultras and ultimates. So you're really not losing much. You're just trying to hope that you pull the ultras that you want. If not, just buy them online, which I am going to actually have to do because I want a set of both these in English. Just so that I can have them. Unfortunately, our ever faithful servants retrain is not getting printed in that set. So we will most likely see this in, I want to say, we'll most likely have to see this sometime next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Ghost from the Past has Harpy's Pet Dragon Fist and Fire Blast in the set as an ultra, just so that it can promote it. And they did announce that the set was coming out, so it is fingers crossed that it'll be there, or it could be an OCG import in Battle of Chaos. So we have time there. But while we're talking about this monster, Harpy's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire Blast is an amazing addition to the Harpy lineup. It can be social summoned if you control a level 6 or lower wind monster. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 1 wind-winged beast type monster from your deck to the grave. So you can hop it out with Harpies. You can play around actually with Nerval of Tri-Brigade, and you can do a whole bunch of synchroing with this card too, if you do play around with Tri-Brigade, because you can summon it with Nerval, and then you can synchro for Cyber Slash. If you're playing some Morg, you can easily play this with Bird Beginnings as well, because that's an archetype that loves to send its winged beast to graveyard. Especially its big monster some more Lord of the Storm. So yeah, it was something that I definitely wanted to point out, and especially considering the newer additions of some more of the Bird of Extermination, who I've not tested in Harpies yet, so give me some time. I will eventually, but I cannot wait for this card to come out in TCG because I'm going to enjoy playing these cards in the game. So, following that, let's talk about our Harpies. Basically, our two our starters in big lineups: Harpy Perfumer and Harpy Channeler. Channeler discard a Harpy card, so summon Harpy monsters from your deck, and if you control level Dragon type monsters, she'll change her level from 4 to 7. So I'm very surprised we haven't got a level 1 Dragon tuner for the Harpies, but I'd love to see that, just so that it could be also another way to synchro into Harpy Cyber / Harpy Lady. But because of how Cyber / works, I don't even think I want that anymore because of the fact that we can easily just, get a level 4 Harpy monster and then synchro. Speaking of level 4s, let's talk about level V Harpy Perfumer, who can also do something similar. She's another great starter to the deck because uh, if you know how special summon her, she can search for a spell or trap that will specifically list the Harpy Lady's sisters in its text from your deck to your hand, so you can easily grab Elegant Egotist with ease. You also grab Honey Ground, Harpy Feathergrass, and like Mirror Split, like literally the best set of cards you can possibly get off of her. And if you control level 5 or higher Harpy, you can get 2 instead of 1, just as long as they don't share the same name, and that's great for this deck because that's the key to Harpies is that they love to special summon and they love to pop back. So definitely we'll have to see some more back row poppable cards from the Harpies in the future. Um, Next up is the triple set of Harpy Lady 1. She's really just here to be the attack buff. There is nothing wrong with having an attack buff. She honestly, you can play a variation of Harpies. I know a lot of people are playing the Unexpected Die and Harpy Lady 1. There are people who are playing Harpy Lady Sisters because you want to run off the factor of having another winged beast another another card for Egotist to summon. So it's a lot of things you can easily do, and plus, just makes all your monsters Beatsticks. And when beatdown comes to it, Harpies can easily pull that off extremely well. Harpy Oracle, another card that I definitely buffed to 2, and she's gonna stay at 2 because look at all the options that you have in your deck that can survive her special summon as another extender. For the fact that she can special summon if you control a level 5 or higher Harpy, you have access to that between Chandler and a Dragon, Harpy's Pet, and you have Cyber Slash. Her recovery effect is just as amazing, picking up any cards with Harpy Lady Sisters in the graveyard back into your hand. Better spells and traps. I should have said that. Is great because that's just more recycling, especially when you special summon her during your opponent's turn via cards like Swallow's Nest and Hysteric Party or Alluring Mirror Split. I'm only running one Harpy Harpist, and that's simply because um, I could bump this to 2. The thing about it is that this is an in-phase search, and you're really only getting one card, and it's already, like, there's so many limitations to Harpist. The only real good factor about Harpist is that she is a good discard target, and you have 2 to 3 cards that can actually take advantage of her being sent to the graveyard and then getting her ability off. Other than that, that's all you're really using her for. In the times that come, you've rarely used her ability of a normal summon. And even with something like Summon Storm, Harpy Harpist is just, she's falling in the wayside. And, if they do print another Harpy that does her job better, she may not last too long in the deck, or she might in case it's a level 4. But yeah, it's just poor Harpist. If your effect didn't limit you to an in-phase search, and you were more like Sangant on your search, then you'd be a lot more viable. But just unfortunately, that's just not the case. The barrier statues in the Apex Avian are, of course, in conjunction with Samorg, so that Samorg can either summon you a barrier statue and force your opponent to play around it and having to destroy it, or you have Big Mist Valley Apex Avian laughing at their face because you're going to negate some of their cards' effects and then just put this card back on the field. And because of Samorg, it can't be targeted, so that's even more of a way to laugh at them. Moving on, the only other thing left is our hand trap of choice, the Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs, which this is a good staple if you can find it. If you can't find it, of course, Effect Veiler is an option if needed. Then we move on to the spells. Of course, you need to stack your triple hysteric sign to add your Elegant Egotist or to search for your 3 Harpy cards and add them to your hand when it's sent from the hand or field to the grave. Very amazing card. And unlike Harpus, this gets multiple cards and isn't just an easy target for your field spell. So sadly, like I do prefer this card a little more than Harpus, just off of what it does. And if it didn't have the clause of you can only use one of its effects per turn only once that turn, of course Hysteric Sign would be even more broken. Elegant you get this. This is to help get Harpy Lady to the field as, of course, a way to extend your board. You can play Harpy Lady Sisters if you choose to get a higher level Harpy on the field and get combo games with Harpus a little easier before she's summoned or having Oracle. Just Elegant Egoist is just an amazing card. And remember, it's not once per turn, so if you find ways to add this card back to your hand, which definitely a Harpy archetype can do, you can easily play this card around to get a nice board of cards. Then we have two Harpies hunting ground to help you pop back row and get additional 200 points. We have Harpy's Feather Rest for recovery and additional drawing. Just know that you're stuck in the wind, but I don't think that's a problem because you have a ton of options with wind. Nowadays, Harpy's Feather Duster to destroy back row. Alluring Mirror Split to be a poppable target for hunting ground and allow you to summon even more Harpies to board. And a good option for Perfumer for a secondary search. Swallow's Nest gets you out of so many troubles. You switch out one Harpy, you put another on the board. You can go for a Perfumer to go in the Channeler. You can go for Oracle in the Channeler. Channeler and Oracle or Perfumer. Just so many different ways you can get your Harpies away from cards like Effect Veiler and um, stuff like that without having to in case scenarios where you lose your Feather Storm or you haven't got into your Feather Storm. Then we have the Ring Wequitol. This is a great draw card for Winged Beast decks. Any Winged Beast player that is playing Winged Beast, I would definitely suggest this card to you because when you control two or more monsters with different original names that are all Winged Beasts, you can draw two cards from your deck. And yeah, this is a great draw card. You pay 6 like points. I forgot about that part. But like I said, this is a great draw card for you. It's a pot of grief for your Winged Beast. So take advantage of it. Alright, moving on to the traps. Of course, the infamous Harpy's Feather Storm. Massive negation until the end of the turn. And of course, because we're all playing all of the requirements for this card's activation, this is honestly, in every Harpy player has said it, this is the best Harpy card right now in the game because of all the things that he does. Massive negation, the ability to add back Feather Duster from deck or grave. You can activate this while you control a Harpy from your hand, giving it the hand trap status, and overall, just the best Harpy card we have right now. And of course, Harpies have Hysteric Party, which is their massive special summon. And God, this is still one of the best Harpy cards um, to help with special summons and getting into link plays and synchros and all of that. This honestly is still an amazing card. Just wish you could pick up more Harpies with this, or at least Harpy sisters. But you do what you can with this. Moving on into the extra, of course, we got our big lady, Cyber Slash Harpy Lady. The ability to bounce back a monster or a Harpy when a spell trap or monster effect is activated. Tons of disruption during either player's turn. You can use a Harpy monster as a tuner if you special summon this card from the extra deck. So you really don't need a tuner. I know a lot of people were actually hoping that we did get a tuner because of this card coming out. But I'm not actually glad we don't because you can easily just take advantage of having a Harpy and then synchro. Like even if we do get a level 1, that's even more fodder for Harpy's Pet Dragon. Or Harpy's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire, because then it's a 1, that's a 2, and then bam. I mean, it's a 1 to 7, bam, 8. So, yeah, big Beatstick, great stats, and honestly, our biggest monster to date. So, next up, Chidori is a fairy Jeep. This is to help you to get into some more so that you can get the various statues. You get a draw and fix up with your hand when she's sent to the grave. And the Tri-Brigade cards are just amazing with Harpies. They are really, really good. I don't have a Tri-Brigade Harpy deck. I just have, I just use their extra deck monsters. In case I did want to use curses in Nerval just as a speed up to my link summons. One Harpy Conductor because she's still really, really good. She's just more when you want to play offensive but you want to play a defensive game, she is your monster to go to. I mean, if you didn't want to play a second Fergie, you could play another connector because you can easily just get into her. And to protect your Harpies, you can just destroy one of your own spell and trap cards you control, so that triggers off cards like Alluring Nurse, Split, and Hysteric Song. We already talked about the big bird some more, but just a reference, it can special summon any winged beast monster from your deck whose level is equal to or less than the total number of unoccupied spell and trap cards on the field. And then any winged beast that its link markers point to cannot be targeted by card effects. So yeah, big ups to this card. And yeah, so some more monsters will be sure you can destroy another some more cards you control to protect it. But mainly you're here to summon Barrier Statue or Apex Avian. Sharag is just your just in case for another big Beatstick, and finally Winged Beast getting a bigger monster to have some fun with. Chidori for removal, Ice Beast for massive negate, Harpy's Pet, Phantasmal Dragon. You're just going to situation where you can knock your opponent out for some free 2k to 29k, depending on how many Harpy Lady ones you have on board, and just a quick synchro summon for a really high level monster. The Utopia package to get into Utopia the Lightning, who can be an outright Beatstick if needed. I don't play double or nothing. It's just something I desperately just I honestly don't need when it comes to a lot of situations. I don't want to extend more cards to try to extend into more cards just to have a double or nothing situation. So yeah, I don't play Utopia double. I just go for Utopia into Lightning, and then I at least have the additional two thanks to Utopia Array. So I can at least use the effect twice. And then if all out fails, we have Vanisher. We have the Dark. The Dark is Dragon Rider, because I'm not pronouncing her first name. Just in case you wanted to play around with rank 7s. You can play with any rank 7. You can play Red Eyes, you can play Harmless Gandelia, you can play Master of Blades, you can Draco Sack, you can play Big Eye, just whatever variation of 7s you want to play with. The combination of Fierce on Fire and Harpy Channeler. That's all up to you. You can play, what is it? Red Raptor Arsenal Falcon, now that it's out, and play around it. But I do use this for the for the discard to destroy a card as a quick effect because it's gonna at least have a dragon as its material. And then of course the lasers Sky Thunder just to pop into this extra deck so that you can play around with some more more exceed plays because Harpies love to exceed if they don't think link summoning or exceed or going in the cyber slash. And this card is just outright busted in the things that it does. And I'm actually happy I picked up two when I did. Thank you to the reprint in Tins. Because I desperately wanted one of these. It was so damn expensive, and now it's not. Speaking of expensive, until this card drops, you won't see this card flowing around much. But Forbidden Droplets. We do have a reprint in Brotherhood in December as a secret rare. So hopefully you guys can pick this up. If you need a budget option, there are three. Each of them get funnier in terms of budget options, but Dark Ruler No More is an option, although the structure deck for it is slowly seeing less, um, is being seen less of because of the print. Dark Ruler No More is an option because it just helps you deal with a field that you don't want to deal with. Um, Forbidden Chalice, if you can't get Dark Rulers, I know it's sad, but it is an option if you need the negation. There is Infinity Impermanence, which can also be an option too, another viable hand trap. The only problem with this is that you better get it while you can because just like the um, Familiar Charmer structure deck, Cyber Dragon usually see some, could be less seen with all the buyouts. So definitely try to pick these up as possible because you do not want another $20 situation like we have with Ash Blossom. And I was supposed to put Effect Veiler up here, but she can also be a replacement for Ash if needed, just in case you can't get it, or you can just play around with yourself. So other than that, that is pretty much it for this deck profile. I thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps out tremendously. You can also hit me up on social media. The links are in the description box below. And you can also catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/HarpyPlayerJoe, where I do live stream. And hopefully I'll make a video of that as soon as possible so you guys can check me out on Twitch. With that all said, happy birthday to the lovely Mai Valentine, and I'll catch you guys next time. HPJ, signing out. Take care.